Morning, beautifuls. Just turning my phone off. So, if you are there live, I would love for you to come and say hello. Hopefully I can see it in chat box. I've actually got the laptop webcam is finally working. So, what I would love for you to do is to come and say hello when you get here. I'm hoping it sent you all a little alert, and that's what it's doing. But what I wanted to share with you is how the energies of February have really kicked in with a vengeance as far as I'm concerned in what I'm seeing in my client work, my own stuff, all of it. So if you are there and watching this live, can you please drop me a comment? It helps me know that I am actually even going live. And then we can trust this. Oh, hi Casey. Thank you for that. So February, obviously we have Valentine's Day. It's a commercial gimmick on the energies that are playing. Let's be really truthful right now. I think you shouldn't need Valentine's Day to express love to those around you. But hey, it's a good excuse to get some dinner and some flowers, and maybe a little bit more than that, if you know what I mean. But what I am going to say to you is that February is really a month that is all about duality, and it is also about relationships. And this year the energies are hugely about karmic relationships, and it's, you know, we've got a lot of karma playing out, but there is a different vibration in this month, and that is toxic. So it is about toxic connections, toxic relationships, predominantly obviously your intimate relationship, but it is also about, can be about friendships, business connections, client connections, supplier connections, all of that, where basically it is unhealthy, and it's obviously in a lot of cases extremely unhealthy. But there is something else going on that I think that you also need to be aware of, and this is your relationship with self. Yeah, there's a duality there. It's that relationship between the ego and the soul, and it's also that relationship between you and the universe, how you manifest and you create. And it's about you and your own toxic traits. It is. So what we're seeing is, I always talk about ascension, I talk about awakening, I talk about ascension, and therefore, you know, if you need to know more about that, I suggest pop over to my website, start checking out my blogs, because part of HiCath, part of the ascension process is healing. Well, it's not part, it's all of it. It's about healing. It's about healing this planet. Morning, Mariana. I hope I said that right. So that the world can be a better place. And each and every one of us is responsible for this process. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Diane. Now, I am spending a lot of time supporting a lot of people right now. It's fine. It's what I do. Morning, Lisa, lovely. It's what I was put here to do. But I want to come in here live so to try to help as many people as I can support themselves. Because the biggest relationship, the most important relationship that you are having, hi Fiona, in this world, in your human life experience, is the one that you are having with yourself. So there is this real need to recognize, because this energy is sucking up toxic energy, toxic relationships, toxic behavior, toxic thoughts. It is bringing up the worst in a lot of people. It is bringing up your inner demons. Let's call it that today. It's bringing up your inner demons, because they've got to go. How can you be in a world of love where you are hating? Where you are hating on yourself? And how we do that, how that shows up, is people are being aggressive, so aggressive. I've got messages from clients so aggressive. I'm ignoring them because I have no need of that in my life right now. None of us do, because we're all walking through our own shit and dealing with our own stuff. Now, I'm here to support anyone, and I do, I really do. However, there comes a point, and you need to bear this in mind with yourself, whether it's in your own client work, if it's with your partner, your children, other family members, business connections. Where is your boundary? Because one of the biggest things we have to do to love ourselves is to have strong boundaries. Hi, Cassandra, lovely. We have to have strong boundaries. And you have to ask yourself, when you are being reactive, is this coming from a place of love or is this coming from a place of fear? Are you being bullied? Are you being manipulated? Is it you doing the bullying? Is it you manipulating? Because part of the energy that we are in right now, and we're in it for the whole of February, is recognizing our own, what we call toxic traits. And where do we need to heal? Where do we need to clear? Because that's trauma, which is what I work with. I work with trauma. All right? I work with trauma. I've always worked with trauma. And I work with empaths who are experiencing trauma release, basically, in their businesses and in their lives. So there is this need to recognize your own pattern of behavior right now. And also, as part of healing yourself, choosing what and who you engage with and to what extent. And as I say, toxic energies, that behaviour tends to surface as controlling, bullying, manipulating. It can also come out as addiction and addictive behaviour, because after all, we can be phenomenally addicted to an emotion state. It can be coming up as people or yourself wanting to control the environment you're in. Are you micromanaging? Are you not allowing other people to fall when they need to in order to be well and face their own demons? Is this resonating with anyone? Now, I'm seeing this in every single aspect of my life, which is why I'm jumping in here to do this live. Where are you being bullied right now? Where are you being controlled, as in people are attempting, or society is attempting to place limiting beliefs on you to hold you back from being the light that you truly are? And I'm speaking this into my private spaces because I work with empaths and I work with healers. I heal healers. Healers are massively targeted right now by the negative dark forces to shut you down. But the problem is, and this is where there's an arrogance, and I am going to use that word, within healers who have, I call it 3D spiritual. They do just enough work to feel just good enough about themselves to go out there and present themselves and then focus on fixing everybody else. The spiritual journey is fucking hard. It is not light and fluff and rainbows. Comment if you agree with me, if you're recognizing this. And therefore, even if you are a healer, you are never truly healed. As in, there's always work to do. Whether it's your own, whether it's your ancestors, whether it's generational, whether it's persecution. So there's always work to be doing. Who gets that? Who knows that? Who's living that? All right? So what you've got to understand is a lot of the time with the energies that I talk about, everything, you've got to remember, everything happens through you, not to you. If you are currently blaming other people for your shit, it's it's your own shit. You've got to own it. You've got to own it. Whether it's friends, clients, family, the fucking tax man, own it. I'm owning my shit. My question to you this morning is, are you owning yours? Are you owning yours? Because the energy of this month, if not, is going to squeeze you crazy. And you even have to take ownership of being in a toxic relationship. Whether you're in it, whether you're coming out of it, whether you are the huge toxicity in it. And it's not just present relationships, it's past relationships. If someone from your past is playing on your mind, there is an element of twin flame energy with this, of course. But for the majority of people watching this, if an ex is playing on your mind, it's because there's a healing and a release and a clearing. It's not necessarily, this is who you need to be with, you need to go back to them. If you are constantly in and out of a connection, you are addicted. You are addicted. What are you addicted to? Who needed to hear that? And watch for if that addiction is surfacing as being addicted to ways of being, and what I mean by that is controlling. You know, are you controlling the relationship that you are in? You may believe wholeheartedly it's coming from a place of love. I get that. But in reality, are you, we all are having to face our own toxicity right now. Yeah? Our own negative traits. So why? Why would we as healers, empaths, light workers be putting through our own mini hells right now? And some are huge hells. Because we've got to clear you. We've got to clear you so that you cannot be manipulated moving forwards. You are in a practice run, as I call it. And I talked about this last night. Yeah? You're in a practice run, as in you are seeing very strongly through the duality energy that we are co-creators. So we are constantly in the state of co-creating. And because of that, there is a mirror in front of us and we are being shown everything that needs to clear. Why? Because when we come back into the energies around the 19th of November, you're going to be in that for 20 years. We're awakening. The experience you're in right now is awakening. This is awakening. And as for many, it's in its darkest, hardest form. But it is awakening. And you need to recognize that you are signed up for this journey. You were signed up from the moment you were born. Before you were born, let's be honest. Some of us are here as light leaders to help others en masse through that process. Others are here as light workers to work with people individually to do the work. Others are here as light bearers simply to show up in spaces and fucking shine. Do you get that? So therefore, and you have to be one of those three to be in my space. Therefore, what you are going through is a shift and a clearing of what is toxic and in the way of your awakening. So as part of that, you are going to have to choose sometimes to step back from connections, leave them in their own zone to do their own work. That is an act of love. That is an act of support. Sometimes we have to step up and lead, but only when those people are asking us to, and not asking us through manipulation and control. So your awareness of energy, of low vibration activity needs to heighten right now in order to keep you well. And all of this is being done to remove the energies, the influences that can make you easy to manipulate and be controlled. As we move forwards through this continued awakening and ascension process, which is basically till the end of your time, lovelies. Who needed to hear this, or am I just speaking into the... Who needed to hear this morning? Now, this energy is fucking draining. This energy is draining. That's why I look like shit. My voice is low vibing this morning, because it's very, very draining. Alright? Doesn't mean I'm not high vibe, I am high vibe. But this is draining. What you've got to stand so strong is in not giving in, not stepping back into toxicity, not stepping back into the hate, the anger, the rage, whether it's yours or other people's, the frustration. And if it is coming up, do you know what? You've got to let it come out. But what you've got to be careful is that you don't let it come out in a way that creates a new karmic trail. So let it come out in writing, let it come out in breathing, in breath work, let it come out in healing, in meditation, in crying. Cry it out. Cry it privately in your own space. And let it come out in talking therapy. But don't hold on to it. Do not hold on to it, because there is no shame to suddenly feeling and being aware of what we call darker vibration energy within. There's no shame in that. It's release. You're being made aware of it, so you cannot be held back by it for the rest of your physical existence. There is no shame in this space, but it is draining. Understand this is draining, and that's okay to cry. God knows I'm doing a lot of it myself. Oh, voice box went, did you hear it? It's okay to cry. It's okay to hurt, because actually it's old hurt. So if you hear yourself thinking and saying, do you know what, I'm done with this shit, pay attention, because whatever it is you're done with, you're done with. It served his purpose. You've learnt the lesson. Get out of the fucking classroom by being thankful for the lesson. Be grateful for that lesson, the learning, no matter how fucking painful it landed. And step forwards into love and into light. Does that help you today? You are your number one client. Without you, this work can't be done. And it will be family stuff. It will be grief. I've got a lot of grief coming up. And it's not just grief, as a lot of you will know, I lost my dad. It's not just grief around my dad. It's grief for old versions of me. It's grief for old beliefs. It's grief of the identities I've hidden, if you want to call, behind for so long to appear so fucking strong. It's grief for everything I lost in finding myself. I'm going to say that again. It's grief I lost. It's grief for everything I lost in the finding of myself. Now, what I lost was illusions. What I lost was illusions. But you have to understand, when we've had trauma in our lives, we have attachment. And we have attachment to those things. Whether they are identities, roles, relationships, friendships, results, outcomes, standards, beliefs, expectation. Oh my God, expectation. Yeah? I'm grieving right now for everything that I have lost in finding myself. But can I just tell you then, which is now going to sound like an absolute contrast, but we're always living in contrast. It feels fucking amazing. It is such a fucking relief. And you know what? I actually don't give a fuck. I'm in my do your fucking worst energy. Do your fucking worst. Because I don't fucking care. Because I have rebuilt myself over and over a fucking again. And every time, I come up stronger than ever fucking before. Because I'm a warrior. I'm a goddamn warrior. And so are you. So are you. And that is who I am speaking into today. That is who I'm speaking into today. Because I want you to rise as fucking warrior women and men. Not slide back into 3D zombie fucking asleep state. Because if you're in that, your life is going to be hard, you're going to be constantly ill, your mental health is going to be fucked, your relationships will be so addictive and controlling and limiting. You need to be limited. And I will see you in that place and in that space. I'd like to know who's joining me, who right now is doing this work. Because if you're not doing the work, you're not on your spiritual path, lovelies, you're on a 3D version of spirituality. You're not in the real 4D, 5D journey of being spiritual. And you don't have to be fucking omming and all of this to be spiritual. You can be knee deep in the reality of life. But I would like to know who's joining me. See you there. See you in Limitless. Bye bye.